You know, we've seen this again and again, Alicia, where Donald Trump says he's going to do something, and in the end, my lawyers told me not to do it. It is quite likely to me that he never intended to testify in his own defense whatsoever. Putting Donald Trump on the stand is very, very dangerous for any lawyer because he has such a loose relationship with the truth. And so just in the same way he wanted to talk to Robert Mueller, the special counsel, he said he had a speech where he was going to show how he was completely exonerated from January 6th. Once again, I think this shows that it's all talk, and when push comes to shove under oath, he is not going to be there to testify.
So given that he is not going to be the big witness tomorrow, I wonder, Barb, then what we should expect from the trial this week?
Well, it could be that they're going to rest. He was to be one of the last, if not the last witness, and so that could be the end of the defense case. Now, the government will have an opportunity to put on a rebuttal case if they so choose, so we could see that, and then once that's done, closing arguments. So I think it's quite possible we could see things wrap up this week.
Okay, so Juanita, you have these two stories developing side by side. We're learning that Donald Trump is not going to take the stand in his own defense, just as you also heard that sound of him on stage, bow and tie, talking about how, yes, he wants to be a dictator on day one so that he can issue executive actions around things like drilling and building walls. We also know, based on things he himself has said about using the government as a wing of retribution against his perceived political enemies, that is not, in fact, the only authoritarian or dictatorial thing that he is interested in doing. We do not play sound from Donald Trump liberally on the show, but I think it is important for people to know what it is that he is out there saying and how he is revving up his base. I'm going to assume you take him at his word when he says he wants to be a dictator.
Not only take him at his word, I take him at his actions. Alicia, we all witnessed January 6th. We all witnessed an attempted insurrection led by the former president. There is no need to minimize this to taking him at his word because he's already acted on it. He showed that he knows how to deploy his supporters to do his bidding for him. And that's something that's critical here. And I hope Democrats are taking this, all of this, and making sure that they're emphasizing the threat that Donald Trump poses to our country, to our democracy, to our institutions, and using that as a key message to motivate and engage voters starting now, right? Don't wait. Democrats need to jump on this immediately and continuously beat this drum through 2024, because this is the type of convincing argument that can get voters across partisan lines on Democrats' side going into the presidential election cycle.
Eugene, help me understand Kevin McCarthy. I mean, the fact that he had already announced that he was not going to come back, he's not running again, giving up his seat. It's like, you're free. Go be free. You can actually say what it is you want to say because you're no longer trying, it would have seemed, to keep your political, temporary political lifeline alive. We know that he is willing, should he be called upon, to be a member, in the case of a second Trump term, a member of that cabinet. This idea, oh no, Trump just needs a scolding, he will listen to rational people, we have no proof points to that argument.
Yeah, and the former speaker mentioned that once the former president knew all the facts, right, he would change the way he was speaking and would stop talking about and only focusing on retribution. There is literally zero evidence that that would ever work, that would ever happen. People have said that and failed before, during the beginning of the Trump presidency, the middle of the Trump presidency, the end of the Trump presidency, right now as he's running for president. That has happened over and over and over again. I think, Kevin McCarthy's clearly trying to keep his powder dry because there's the possibility that he would be called upon to be in that cabinet, right? That's something that he has talked about being open to. He's clearly still worried about what Donald Trump would say about him, and what, more importantly, Donald Trump supporters would do if they saw Kevin McCarthy out, right? If Donald Trump were to attack him. That is an actual concern that a lot of folks have, and that's why they operate in this way. But it doesn't show a lot of political strength. It doesn't show a lot of political courage